As NACE Board of Directors, there are some special concerns and warnings that I need to give you. One of those is conflict of interest. First of all, if you have any conflict of interest, you are required to disclose it annually through a conflict of interest declaration form and at a time of any vote where you feel you have interest that may be in conflict or be called in question with the vote. You often have to remove yourself from that vote if you honestly believe that there is a conflict. First and foremost, you must remember that you have to represent the best interest of NACE and not necessarily the committee, the area, or your personal interests. I give a special warning if you hold a contract with NACE or that you're an instructor. Those put you in unique circumstances where it can truly be called into question what your interests are and if you are voting in the best interest of NACE International. A second area of warning are non-disclosures. There are certain parts of your job that you cannot share with anyone other than your fellow board members. This includes anything that's discussed in executive session. It will also include certain legal events that will require the signing of a non-disclosure agreement or divulging any information that can jeopardize NACE or subject the director, meaning yourself, to personal lawsuits. I want to give you a little bit of a warning around violation of trust. As we come to the table of board of directors, there is a certain expectation around trust. Board members who do not uphold their fiduciary responsibility to the organization are violating that trust. Also, this puts the entire board at risk, particularly if private board conversations are discussed in public. There is a potential of risk to our D&O insurance coverage, as well as our legal standing, strategies of the organization, unique market plans, etc. Directors do not serve expecting to have their private conversations revealed or shared. The bottom line is breaches of confidentiality evaporate trust between board members, thus leading to really restricted and potentially hostile board meetings. This is a board matter, and the responsibility of the executive committee and fellow board members to hold each other accountable and to address these violations of trust. Do not speak publicly on behalf of the organization unless authorized by the president or the CEO. This is specifically called out in the governance documents of the organization. Do not sign any contracts or make any commitments for the organization, especially financial commitments. Also recognize that the CEO works for the board of directors and the staff works for the CEO. This drives some special considerations. First of all, the board must speak with one voice to the staff through the CEO. You should not ever correct or reprimand or discipline staff in any way. If you have a concern, please report it to me as the CEO, and it's my responsibility to address concerns with staff performance. And please always treat staff with respect and dignity. As a board of director member, you have now an employee-employer relationship with the organization, and that must be respected just like it would back at your corporate home. I want to give a little special warning on social media. First of all, remember, it is in the public and it will remain available forever. It's impossible to control, and the laws are not clear, and the policies are constantly changing, especially privacy policies. In many states, labor laws are protecting the use of social media by our employees. I highly recommend that you maintain professional accounts and personal accounts and never allow the two to be blended. Be careful who you connect with. Be careful with what you say, and be clear when you do speak who you are representing. It must be very clear when you're representing NACE or when you're making a personal opinion. This is especially true when you are connecting or talking to NACE staff. There are penalties that are associated with violation of any of these areas of concern. They include private inurement, IRS penalties, and the association cannot pay these penalties. You also put at risk NACE's exempt status through the IRS tax laws. We do carry insurance coverage for NACE directors and officers, and these will cover you in the case of any wrongful act within the scope of duties related to the association, and they will protect you as long as you're following our governance documents, policies and practices, and the information that we're sharing with you today. If you have absolutely any questions about your legal responsibilities, please contact me. If I can't answer the question, I can make legal counsel available to you so that you are well prepared for your role as a board of directors.